talk about how important it was to spend some time with the fans after the game. You lost your shirt, you lost your shoes, but just talk about what that meant.
I mean, anytime you're in a game like tonight and you're looking for that energy, you can look into the crowd, our fans, and you could drive yourself off that or get amplified, electrified off of that energy that's in the crowd, and it makes a big difference for us. In our home, our home stadium, we got to protect it. In our arena, we got to protect it, and I feel like our fans know that. We're obviously dealing with something unique, but at the same time, we have to put our best foot forward. So I'm grateful that we all get to, make the big picture, as they say. Just keep the main thing, and just enjoy the fruits of our labor, preparing, going out there and trying to put up a good product for our fans and win games. That's what it's about. But we obviously feel for the fans too. They give us a lot of energy. So just a delicate balancing act.
Can you take us through the charge play there and how you saw that?
You think it was a block or a charge?
I said it was a charge.
Thank you. You're a man, Chan. Appreciate you. Thank you, brother. No, it was just, I guess, right, man. And fortunate enough to get that call to go our way. I saw he was about to try to do an overhead swivel coming across the lane. Remember, when you go back and watch it, you can put my words on it. Just, he's coming across the lane. They got into a switch. Switched on Jimmy. I was below the free throw line, and he came down with a full head of speed or steam, and I just tried to get in his way and make him make a decision that probably wasn't comfortable. But he's a great player, and again, I'm fortunate enough to get the call to go our way and be in the right position and sacrifice myself for the greater good of the team.
Kyrie, do you think that you learn more from the team? You've been on the high highs and you've seen the low lows. Do you learn more when it's kind of just the low lows?
What do you mean? What are you referring to?
Well, just
The low lows? What you mean?
all of your
Like
experience.
just losing games or just?
Just the injuries, losing games, the trade.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you think that you can understand the character of the people that you're dealing with when you're not at the top of the mountain?
That's a good question. You get tested and challenged as a person, especially when you're called upon by your peers or your teammates to be one of the leaders of the team. They expect you to come in and work extremely hard and be a voice of reason, lead by example, and sometimes, lay out the steps that's necessary for them to be successful, because some guys just don't know, in terms of what it takes to win at a high level consistently, not just one game on a random week in the NBA, to be respected by your peers, by other coaches. You got to put your body on the line, prepare, like it is a playoff series, sort of say, but just get your mind right and lock in. And I feel like we've been doing that. Obviously, our record doesn't reflect some of that consistency, but when we have a great group in the lineup and we're able to play hard and play at our best offensively and take care of the ball and limit other teams from getting in our paint and getting offensive rebounds, we put ourselves in a great position to win the game at the end. So that's really what my focus is. It's just allowing guys to work on their crafts and give them confidence out there and just read the game the right way. Some games I'll come out very aggressive. Some games I'll just wait and see kind of what my teammates are doing, what the opponent is doing defensively. And that's just part of my role. So when I start off the game very aggressive, I know that energy carries on to my team. They see that there's no fear in me at all. Then it's up to them to meet me at the party, as we say.
When you got subbed out in the third quarter, I noticed you stayed at the scorer's table next to Jason. Were you just kind of waiting to go back in?
Oh no, we were just discussing something that was going on out there. Yeah. Just looking at the timing clock, or the time and situation and what we're going into, and just telling me to stay patient.
And I want a bigger question. So in the last 6 months, you've been back to the NBA Finals. Now you're going back to the All-Star game after 2-year absence. Is it accurate to call this a career rejuvenation for you, or are you just playing the same basketball you were before?
Rejuvenation, maybe last year I would use that word, be rejuvenated, and coming into the season not sure, how we were going to be successful, and you literally are just being led by faith in the guys around you, and the females that we have too in our coaching staff or in our back office. It's a total team effort, and I just think the way I look at our opportunity here, moving forward where we are in the season, It's unique, man. I gotta be honest. It's just unique because me personally, I've just been trying to be at my best every night and be ready to play however many minutes and, lead us to victories and ultimately just be ready to play. So there's trust out there that we have somebody that's a veteran alongside me and Clay. PJ added on to the mix when he's healthy. But, I could go down the list, but when guys are in and out of the lineup, it is difficult to find that consistency. But I would say the best word is just resilient, man. That's probably just a resilient year. Being rewarded like that to, be a replacement or, be an all-star, being named by Adam Silver. I don't take that lightly. And, I felt like I was earning, my keep as well, just in this league to be respected as one of the top 24, top 25, whatever, top 26 players in the league or in the world. So, yeah, just being resilient and ultimately being willing to sacrifice some of my game to see others shine. And I think that's what's been enjoyable about this aspect of my career now is, I was known as kind of like the shoot first guard, lead guard, and sometimes I couldn't see to the corner. Sometimes I would come out in games and, I would be kind of up and down, and I had to take that accountability in myself and look myself in the mirror and, set a better example for not just my teammates, but for the youth too. I dealt with a lot off the court, of course, that's well documented, but at the same time, I had to figure out who I was as a person and how I was going to lead this spiritual game of basketball when I'm done playing too, man. So the finals was great. Love that. Rejuvenation year last year, but this is just about being resilient, putting your hard hat on.
On the All-Star, Kyrie, I know it's a tough schedule right now in the NBA. You still
Yeah,
got
tell
a
me about it,
game.
man.
Have you had time to think about what's going to happen in the weekend, or are you just going to take it as it comes?
I'm definitely going to take it as it comes, but I have, daddy-daughter dates plans on Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Zori is, my daughter is really hyped. She's 9 years old. I'm a 9-time All-Star. I was talking to her earlier on the phone and just asking her, like, do you remember your first All-Star game? She was a little baby, and now that she's 9, she's able to, have these memories be etched in her brain a little bit better, and she gets to meet some of the WNBA players, NBA players that'll be there during the weekend, and the coaches. And I just told her this is like our Super Bowl for basketball. Everybody comes in, we all talk about the game, but then, we all meet and have a good time and break bread. And, I'm just excited to have her be around the other kids as well, because it is a kids' weekend. It's about the All-Stars, but, I'm going to enjoy my time with her too and my sons too.
But does that make it even more special to you?
Yes.
That she realizes how big a star you are?
Yes. Yes, that feels good, man, as a father. Just sacrificing my time, and I always want to be there for her, but she's had to understand at a young age that daddy's working hard and, trying to provide for her a better future. So it's good that we can talk about that.
When you cap a performance like this, taking a charge, what kind of message do you think that kind of sends to the guys in the locker room?
Plain and simple, if I'm putting my body on the line, we all have to, and same vice versa for me, that same sentiment, feeling, whatever it takes to win.
Kyrie, could you walk us through that stretch in the second half when you hit, I think it was 3 threes in a row and the crowd erupts? And so what goes into your mindset when you're pulling up super deep threes like that and you just see the crowd erupt? What's going through your head through those moments?
Man, it's like a rush of emotion just come over. You almost get into that zone where, you're just trying to find the basketball, get a little bit of space, and then launch it. And obviously your fundamentals are followed by that. Make sure you have your basketball in the shot pocket. And if it's going to be a tough shot, then you know that it's in the flow of the offense. And, a lot of people weren't beating me down the court when I was shooting those threes, or they were flattening the defense for me. So it felt good, man. I was tired as heck. I don't know if you saw me call for a sub after I shot that fourth one or that fifth one. I tried to get Najee an open three. But yeah, it just trying to exhaust as much energy to put us up ahead and give us some breathing room against this good team.
Kyrie, speaking of deep threes, how much fun is it to just consistently go up against Steph? And you guys have gone up against each other so much over the years. How much fun is it to go up against him?
That's incredible, man. I've gone on record saying that that's the guy for us as point guards that, outside of Magic and Isaiah Thomas, Steph has etched himself as one of the most legendary players of all time. And for me, that's me just testing my game against him. And knowing when you're going against the best of the best, you want to play well. We know each other's games very well, a lot of matchups. But at the same time, some of the things that he's accomplished, I'm still trying to accomplish, to be a multi-time championship winner in our league. It's the toughest thing to do. He's the MVP of our league, 2-time. So that's really the barometer at times where you can look and stay motivated as a peer of his, and no jealousy or any hate, just straight competition and being willing to admit when someone else is great, and you taking things from their game or taking things from your game, and it's a mutual respect. That's how I feel about it.
Kyrie, over these first 5 games in February, you played 40 minutes every single night. I wanted to ask you, how is your body responding? What are the challenges of that? And then specifically, how is your back doing with this heavy workload?
Oh, that's not my back. No, my back is fine, man. Don't put that in the air now.
No, it was just from earlier in the year. I'm just making sure it's all
No, my back is fine now, man. No, I appreciate it. This comes with the job, man. This is a responsibility. These moments that I prepared for, starting in the summertime, and it's definitely a tall task to be ready to play 40+ minutes. But at the same time, some of my predecessors have done it before me and just led their team with everything and just left it all out there on the floor. I see no difference over here.
Kai, a non-basketball question. You mentioned the daddy-daughter dates with your daughter. I'm biased because my dad is clearly a girl dad as well. What is something you've learned from your 9-year-old daughter?
One thing?
Yeah, just one thing.
One thing? I would say just I've been, talking a lot about grace. Just understanding that some of the things that I struggled with as a kid, when you see your child dealing with tough moments like that, you start to see yourself in them, and the goal is to make sure that they have better tools, better resources to navigate. And that's my position now as a father. Now that she's getting older, she's a young lady in this world that needs protection, that needs to be affirmed, that she is doing the right things every day, putting herself first, taking school serious, being a good, kind person to others, but also being willing to tell people, what it is, especially as a female in today's world. So I try my best to empower her, be there for her, show up for her, and she's just taught me how to be patient, just give myself more grace, and stop worrying so much. It's just, as a parent, you always worry like what your kids are doing. So it's like, Dad, I got this. Even though you're not, I'm like, I'm still protecting you. You're right here underneath. So I'm just grateful for that aspect that we've been able to grow as father-daughter over time, especially being in this tough NBA job where you got practices, games, traveling. So having my daughter be a part of that now at a different point feels good.
Thanks. Appreciate you.